why did I get into credit repair? Hi, I'm Graham Dossel, founder and CEO of MyCRA Specialist Credit Repair Lawyers in Brisbane. We're the only specialist credit repair law firm in the entire country, and we work exclusively in the area of removing defaults, judgments, inquiries, and repayment history information. Actually, with many of those getting removed in as little as 7 days. Okay, so why did I get into credit repair? Well, it's a long story that starts way back. I'll give you the shortened version. The printed version is actually on our website in the About Graham Dossel section. But in short, I was in business for myself back in the late 90s, and business was going really, really well. I took on a mate as a partner, a handshake partner, to do the administration because I was good at the front end, I was good with people, but not so good at the management of team and the basically all the admin. So I wanted this gentleman to come in. He'd run a lot of businesses, and he was going to run all that stuff for me, and he did. He ran it straight in his bank account. Long story short, he sent me broke, and he did that in 3 months. He didn't pay a single bill, bled all the accounts, committed fraud, committed theft, and he offered the money. We dived him into the cops, but he was so good at it, there wasn't a lot he could do. My mistake, I made the mistake, it was a handshake deal. Long story short, I ended up being advised by my solicitor to go bankrupt. That was in 1999, and by the year 2000, I had taken the advice. The 1st of September 2000, I voluntarily declared bankruptcy after I'd paid off most of my creditors, and the only ones left were some of the banks. Go to the banks. Anyway, once I got out of bankruptcy, whilst I was in bankruptcy, 6 months after I had declared bankruptcy, I found out that my solicitor had given me crappy advice, and that I didn't need to be bankrupt at all. So it made me really bitter, because I had options that he never told me about that could have avoided bankruptcy but still helped me get out of the spot I was in. So I was quite cranky. So once I got out of bankruptcy, I wanted to try and teach people how to avoid the mistake that I made and how to avoid getting into that situation in the first place. I moved into working with non-conforming clients, so people with bad credit or people in a tough situation, and doing their mortgages. And I was trained up as a mortgage broker, and then on the 2nd of September 2003, 3 years and 1 day from when I went into bankruptcy, I started my own mortgage brokerage, Mortgage Now, which still exists today. And Mortgage Now, we worked very, very sharply just with clients that were credit impaired or didn't meet the mould for the banks to allow them to get money. And in a lot of cases, we were offering them finance for just say 1% above what the average rate was, and these were clients that simply couldn't get finance anywhere else. So we're doing really well, had a good team. We became known as Australia's largest exclusively non-conforming mortgage brokerage. Then the GFC hit in 2008. That hurt. We went from hundreds of products available down to 1 or 2 lenders, and the products they had were not real good at the end of the GFC. I internalised all that stress because now I had more people asking for help and less of them I could actually help. It was really, really tough on me, but more importantly on those clients who couldn't get finance. So I internalised all that stress, and in January 2009, I was diagnosed with cancer. What a wonderful little surprise at the end of the GFC. So I spent until, again, September 2009 fighting cancer. I won, I'm still here. Thank you for chemotherapy, which I don't like anymore, but it helped save my life, so yes. I went from a big team down to a staff of 3. By the time I'd beaten cancer, I worked through the cancer. I was working in hospital the whole time, I had my laptop all the time, all that sort of stuff. Don't judge me, I like my job. I came back to work, and my operations manager, Anthony, told me that no one had been paid for 6 weeks. So we had to fix that in a hurry. I mean, he was looking after the show and didn't tell me, he didn't want me to focus on the negative stuff. But anyway, we fixed that, and we looked around and thought, well, I don't want to be a broker anymore, this stuff's too hard. I thought it was the brokering that caused me to get cancer, not the fact that I internalised the stress. So I looked around and found that instead of putting a band-aid on people's problems with getting them non-conforming or bad credit finance, why don't we look to find a way to fix their bad credit? So we did. We looked around and we found ways to remove defaults. We started testing it in September or late September 2009. By the 26th of November 2009, we realised we were onto something here. There are a lot of people out there that actually wanted their credit ratings repaired. So we registered MyCRA Proprietary Limited on the 26th of November 2009, and we've been fixing people's credit ratings ever since. I realised that this was pretty tricky to do, and in 2012 I contacted the Queensland Law Society and asked what it takes for a non-lawyer, me, to own a law firm. Well, what can I do? Because I'd already started to employ lawyers within my organisation. We couldn't give advice, it was illegal to give advice, but I wanted to take it to the next level. So I found out what I had to do. I jumped through massive numbers of hoops, making sure I was a fit and proper person. Had to explain the bankruptcy, the fact that it wasn't fraud or anything like that on my part, that I was the victim. And we got approval and we started my first law firm, Armstrong, Dostal, Stevenson Lawyers, which still exists today and helps people with family law, traffic law, commercial litigation, that sort of thing. So we started Armstrong, Dostal, Stevenson Lawyers because I didn't want to risk, that thing didn't work, I didn't want to risk fixing credit ratings, right? So we did that for about 5 months, making sure we had the I's dotted, the T's crossed, worked out how to use trust accounts, all that sort of thing. I employed all the senior lawyers to do it all, of course. So then in November 2013, I then launched MyCRA Lawyers, and we stopped trading as MyCRA and created a new entity completely called MyCRA Lawyers. And basically, we've been MyCRA Lawyers ever since, and we're now reputed as Australia's leading organisation of any kind, legal or illegal, fixing credit ratings. We get them the fastest. We're the only law firm in the entire country that specialise exclusively in this, in fixing credit ratings, removing defaults and stuff. And I'm very, very proud of it, actually. And yeah, so that's why I do what I do. I'm quite passionate about that. I spend far too much time, I work far too many hours doing what we do, trying to improve ways to remove defaults, get them done faster, and clearly you can tell I'm passionate, so I could waffle on about this for hours, but that's why I do what I do. We are MyCRA Specialist Credit Repair Lawyers. We're coming up to our 10th anniversary. I'm very passionate about this, so as is all of my team. And if you need help with your credit rating, give us a call, 1300 667 218. That's 1300 667 218. And one of my lawyers, my paralegals, and my support staff will step you through what is actually on your credit file. We can help you get a copy of your credit file if you don't have it. We'll explain what it all means, what your options are, what the chances of success are, what the costs will be, and we'll get your credit rating cleaned up so you can get your home or finance, whatever you need. Thanks heaps. See ya.